talking when it's recording. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of the new podcast, Pod Scum Presents Off the Couch Boxing. 2 experts.
Number 2.
Dose.
Back again, already number 2.
Yeah. We are the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker of the boxing podcast world, father and son ruling the fucking world. Our opinions matter because they're fucking right.
They're of the utmost importance.
Yeah. And as you've come to know and expect from the Pod Scum brand, we will jump in right to the meat and potatoes, man. And as you can see by the picture up here in our room, where today's topic is the big upcoming Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, even if he is a ginger, which I don't think they've ever had in that country, but they have one now. They have a Mexican ginger, and he's a bad motherfucker. And he's going up against, and he's a guy that loves challenges, as we've seen him going up all the way up to 175 and fighting Bivol. And obviously, this Jermell Charlo loves a challenge as well. Steps in for big brother Jamal.
That's the number one thing about this matchup, that even as big as Mel looks in comparison to how Canelo looks, just we've seen Canelo go up and take power from even bigger guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Could you picture Jermell going up and fighting Bivol?
No.
Like, that would be insane.
And again, shameless plug, tonight's episode, man, it fucking may have marijuana and or THC involved in it, because that's where we get all the good opinions and ideas from, the mighty herb.
This podcast is brought to you by Spliffington.
Yeah, and Cake THC pens. And I'm sure that they would appreciate the plug. Well, I don't know that a plant like marijuana would, but I don't, but a company would. But still, I mean, always utmost respect to the herb. And fucking shout out to the great Terrence.
That calms the nerve.
Yeah, and shout out to Terrence Crawford for picking the nickname Bud. Good looking out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best nickname.
Spence may have the fucking line of cannabis, man, but Bud's got the nickname.
Just real quick, while we're out here, because we've had this conversation before, and we're talking about nicknames. Keyshawn Davis, man, you got to change that business, man. You got to go like big business Keyshawn Davis.
Yes, and in our first episode, we were definitely remiss in not touching on that, man, because I thought about that same topic afterwards, because our first episode was talking about the 135-pound division, which is very deep, which Keyshawn Davis is a part of. But yes, he does come out to Keyshawn, the businessman, Dave. Or no, I think he puts it in the front, doesn't he? The businessman.
It is in the front. It is the businessman, Keyshawn Davis. But I think it'd be better if it was like big business Keyshawn Davis, or all business.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But it's in beta, man. It's a topic for another fucking, maybe we can get fortunate enough to get Keyshawn on here and do a little arm twisting, man. That would be nice. I'll reach out. Our people will get in touch with his people. We'll leave it at that for now, man.
I'd just like to throw out there one last thing. Keyshawn, don't take that in a bad way, man. It's all love.
No, it is all love, man. No. If anything, man, we want to see the trajectory of your career going upward and onward, my friend. Yeah, no doubt about that. But so, I'm going to head this right off, man, because boxing videos always end up all about predictions, man. So I'm going to put mine out here now, and I'll probably touch on this a little bit more, man, but I am going to stick with Canelo by murder. That's how this fight will end. And it will be early.
You know what, man? I think, and this is great for the show, seeing the two of them stand next to each other, I'm taking my man Mel. I'm calling him right.
Yeah.
I'm taking him.
He does got a nice swell on.
I'm going with him.
He got a nice swell on, and you can definitely tell Derek James brought him along and had him put the weight on healthily.
And also, you have to say that Derek James' gym needs a W. They need one.
Yeah.
That Anthony Joshua knockout of Hellenius doesn't even count.
No, Spence just took a big L. Yeah,
Ryan Garcia got punched in the stomach and quit.
But he wasn't under the tutelage of Derek James at the time, though. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he took him on after that defeat.
Yeah, it'll be more impressive. It'll be more impressive if Derek James restores him to fucking glory. But I guarantee right now, man, and by no means do we mean any disrespect, man, at all, man, about any of the cultures, man. We love all the cultures, man. But Canelo, man, Mexicans, man, they train fucking different, man. You know what I mean? They just do, man. They're dedicated body punchers. They're gritty. They're durable, and they fight to the fucking.
Who was it? Juan Manuel Marquez drinking his own piss?
Was he? Yeah, I think he was. Or doing something crazy like that. Yeah. I don't know what he was doing, man. Yeah, shooting him back.
little piss.
The one thing I do love about this fight, though, man, is that these guys both, obviously, goes without saying, they both love a fucking challenge, man. So they're up for this kind of moment, man. Like, you don't go up 2 fucking weight classes and fight arguably one of the greatest boxers of the last fucking 20 years. Unless you got some brass cojones, as they would say in Canelo's native land.
Well, I mean, you have to say the Charlos definitely do. I mean, they're fighting each other.
Massive huevos. Massive huevos.
They're fighting each other. They're fighting other guys.
Yeah.
They're fighting, man.
But I got to say, though, man, and I will stick by this opinion, Big Brother Jermell was supposed to initially take this fight, man. And I got to say, what's holding you back, man? If you're backstage in the bowels of these arenas and you got drama with your old lady and you're giving Caleb Plant a fucking
with Caleb Plant.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Plant is trying to fucking break things up and probably give him the old the old boys in the hood line. Come on, y'all's brothers. You ain't supposed to be fighting. Right? I mean, trying to break them up, man. A la fucking a la Trey in Boys in the Hood. I mean, he's having his Trey moment. I mean, trying to break the brothers up. Don't fight over these broads, especially, man. And what's he get for it, man? He gets his beard yanked.
Yeah,
and he did go get some retribution, man, with a good old-fashioned bitch slap. I like that, man.
Me too.
Yeah, it really sends a message, man. Like, I not only stepped to you, man, I treated you like a fucking kid, like a stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm condoning beating your stepchildren, but, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you don't grab a fucking another grown man's face, especially when it seems like Caleb Plant in this situation was trying to do the right thing, man,
Well, initially he was.
Yeah.
But after you grab my face and are acting like that, then, yeah, I'm going to get mad.
But I think rumors abound, and I don't know if this is just to hold his feet to the flames or what, man. But as soon as he steps through those ropes, Jermell, I'm speaking of, the WBO is apparently going to strip him, man. So it's still a lucrative fight, I think, if Terrence Crawford is waiting for him at 154 after he fights Canelo and he fucking funnels back down, allegedly, as he says he's going to, down to that weight. But he might find out he loves it up there. Who knows? All that eating and getting to stay a little fucking bigger and still being able to scrap, or maybe he goes down to 160. Maybe he stays around middleweight. I don't know. That would be tough because his brother currently resides there as well, and I don't think they want to fight each other. But
he's the champion there, right?
Yeah, I would love to know if the Charlos, man, ever had beef with anybody, and like the brothers like ever substituted out for one another, man. You know what I mean? Pull the old, as we called it back in the day, the switcheroo, the old bait and switch.
Yeah, actually, I mean, this is way off topic, and he's not actually even a twin, but I saw this interview of Akon, and he was saying that he ran up mad money because he would schedule performances right on top of each other, and he would just send his brother to go do it.
Right.
So he would just make the bag on both of those at the same time. And one of them wasn't even the real Akon. So maybe you bought Akon tickets and you saw his brother.
Yeah, that's true. I know. You got duped. I don't know, man. I want to stick by Canelo by murder, man. And I've said some bold statements in the past, man. I mean, I made a claim to you the other night, off of this podcast or whatever, or maybe we were initially taping it and it didn't go to air or whatever, but I made a comment to the effect of, like, outside of a nightclub or a bar, if the Charlo twins were to jump Canelo, he takes care of both of them. And I don't know, I might still stand by that, but now I'm not so sure, man. If I saw 2 Charlo brothers coming at me who look all swole like Jermell does right now, I might be retracting that statement.
Yeah, terrifying.
I got to say that I got to retract that statement. I do. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that Canelo is going to handily win this fucking fight, though, dude. And I think it could be savage and it could be early because I don't know yet. Like, it remains to be seen what Charlo is going to be sacrificing going up 2 weight classes, man. Is speed going to be a little bit more lackluster?
He looks about the right size right now.
Yeah.
And if his power can translate, then
yeah. And I got to say, man, you know, I get what they mean about the Lions only thing, though, man. Like, this really is, man. You know what I mean? Like I said it before, man. You know, big brother can't make the fight. Little brother, man, mans up and says, I'll fucking do it, man. And they keep that big bag of money in the Charlo fucking family, dude. Because obviously it's a huge payday getting the privilege and the honor to fight the great Canelo Alvarez. I mean, with it comes some fucking, you know, benefits, rewards, prestige, you know, monetary reward. But, I mean, you know, that being said, you know, I still got to believe that fucking Canelo is still very hungry at this point in his career. Plus, I think, and I don't know Canelo's record right off the top of my head, but he's obviously taken L's in his career already. Not a lot, but he's taken L's. I can see it.
I think it's something. I don't quote me for sure, but I want to say it's something like 56-2-1.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
know. I don't think at this point in his career.
You got the phone on the side. Look it up. I want to know if I'm right now.
Yeah, at this point in his career, I would have to say, man, that Canelo.
Come on, off the couch boxing right now. If I just knew this right off the top of my head, you got to give us a subscription. You got to hit the bell.
So Canelo is currently 59-2-2.
Oh, I was kind of close though.
39 KOs.
I was really close.
Yeah.
I said 56-2-1.
I went into grandpa mode, went into the full fucking cheater glasses mode, and I went to the fucking research. That's what off the couch boxing does for you, man. If we don't have the answer, you know, just like when you're going through a state survey, and we know this from working in healthcare, they roll up on you and hit you with a question you don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know that, but I can get that information for you.
Right.
And of course, anybody can do that because we're all just one step away from, you know, one-touch knowledge with our iPhones. But still, that being said, that's an impressive fucking record. And Canelo's got the fucking he's got the resume. He's had the hardware. And I don't think at this point in his career that was the point. That was
the last time that a champion of his caliber had 60 fucking wins.
I know.
Like, really think about that.
I've only got 40-something.
Because, I mean, Floyd's somebody that we always kind of go back to as, like, the greatest, and he only had 50.
Yeah. I know. And we're sitting here saying only 50, which is
and there's other greats, though. Roberto Duran with 49, and Calzaghe had, 49.
Dude, fucking Julio Cesar Chavez has over 100.
Right. That was a different time. That's what I'm talking about. This guy's a different warrior.
Yeah. But I got to say, that was the point I was speaking to earlier. I don't think Canelo wants to finish out what part of his career he does have left.
Friggin' 28-0.
Yeah. He's not going to retire, though, man. And he's still going to take some risks in big fights. But I think from here on out, with that, whatever amount of career Canelo has left, he's going to make calculated moves, and I think he's going to put himself into fights where they're going to be a challenge. But I think him and his team are going to see a forecast of victory. I think they see it with Charlo, dude. I think they see him just kind of get fucking, you know, a slaughter, you know, a lamb being led to the fucking slaughter, I think is how they're looking at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a beefier version of, you know, let's call it what it is, you know, a super welterweight. I mean, who just tacked on a few pounds. I mean, Jermell is best down at 154 for obviously, you know, you could see the proof of that. He's undisputed, you know?
Right.
Nobody else down at 154 is doing anything with him. He's lucky I'm not at 154, but I mean, you know, I'm 100 pounds more than him, dude. I fight up with the big boys. But I mean, Jermell I gotta say, man, huge brass balls, man. I mean, shout out to the
The only
Charlos in general.
The only thing you fight is the cardboard top on the box when you're trying to open it.
Yeah. I mean, look at those faces, though, right there, man. And I'm going to quote my man right here. Let's go, champ. Shannon Briggs, who owes me a podcast appearance. But that's beside the point. We will get him on here, man. But as he has said, and he's pointed this out to Rampage Jackson, he's pointed this out to Charlie Zelenoff, whoever's balls he's breaking in a video. If they're talking shit like they can fight, he always gives them the old, turn your face. Fucking let me see. Nah, champ, you ain't built for this. All this shit right here will get busted. And I'm saying, man, the Canelo don't have one. Canelo don't have one of those faces, man. I mean, look at that. That is just formulated jaw right there. I mean, that guy. Nobody's really rung his fucking bell.
Jermell's face already looks a little uneven.
Yeah, it might get worse. It might get worse. That might be the last pretty picture you see of him. Who knows?
I'm taking him.
Yeah, I don't think it.
I'm riding with him.
I don't think, irregardless of what happens, that it's by any means going to be a complete massacre. I don't see it being over in like a round or anything like that, man. But I do see it being an early night for Canelo, dude. I mean, he's been living up at, and I'll make my case here. He's been living at 168 now and comfortable there for quite a while. He's already taken on some bona fide guys up at that weight. Caleb Plant. I mean, he's already had some opponents up there, and he's handled his business. He only got a little greedy and went up to 175 to fight Bivol, who's like the best guy. I feel like
Canelo is one of those guys who gets bored easy. Like if he feels like he's just running the show, he's like, move on and see what I'm able to do.
Yeah. He needs to be pushing himself. And that you got to salute too, man. You got to fucking say fucking hats off to that as well. I mean,
think about 85% of the realistic grown man were a doughy mess, and we got a regular job. We couldn't even imagine running 10 miles at 5 a.m. Like,
I know, when
a guy's riding in a car next to you, like you're fucking not running hard enough.
Yeah. Canelo's in that gym probably at like fucking 7, 8 a.m.
Right.
I love it, man. Ripping the bag.
You would have to figure that Jermell is probably on a similar type of time if he's has any hopes on winning this fight.
Yeah, well, he certainly had a tough job because he's not only had to put weight on, he's had to put it on responsibly. And by that, I mean, he's had to put it on like the right way. You know what I mean? In a musculature, type way, like where it's not like a hindrance. You know what I mean? If you tell the average guy, hey, man, go fucking crazy around the holidays and pack on 14 pounds, no problem.
Right.
But is it going to be a good looking 14 pounds? No.
But also to really take that time in the gym and to be able to equip 14 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
That's work.
Yeah. He showed up at that press conference today with thick upper arms and shoulders and a big old neck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He may be a problem. He may be a problem for a couple of rounds, man. But I just don't think that weight, I think where the weight's going to tap him the most.
He might get gassed.
So you hit it on the head right there, man. It's not going to be a punching power thing or a skill set thing. It's going to come down to Canelo's been used to walking around and fighting at 168, and that's where the 14 pounds is going to catch up with Jermell in the cardiovascular department.
Right. It's not going to.
That's where it's going to be.
Because it's not going to be like, literally, it's just not going to translate. He's not going to be able to. Of course, if Canelo's smart, he comes in early and he's working the body and he's letting him hang around till 8, 9, and then he's just gonna work him at that point.
Yeah,
I'm not even so sure.
If I'm gonna make a solid prediction later, man, and towards the end of this episode, I obviously will, man. We'll lock in fucking predictions, man, so people can come back here in the comment section and either call us on our fucking crappy prediction or praise us, which I would fully expect. But I don't even think it goes like 8 or 9 rounds. Obviously Charlo's going to last for a while because
we're going to have opposite predictions.
Yeah, so obviously Canelo,
someone's going to be right and someone's going to be wrong.
I will say Charlo will hang around for a while just based on the fact that he is a professional athlete. He is in the prime of his career. He is he is an athlete. You know what I mean? He does put time into a gym or whatever. So just based on that alone, the weight won't zap him immediately, man. But I would say, like, for sure by the halfway point of the fight, it's going to end in fucking 5 rounds or less, I think. As a matter of fact,
yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to lock my prediction in now, and I'm going to say that it ends in round 5.
Yeah. So that's your prediction: Canelo by knockout or by stoppage.
Yeah.
In round 5 or up to round 5.
No, I'm gonna call round 5.
You're locking
none of
round
this
5.
up to, man. I'm not gonna make one of those fucking flimsy predictions that you might make, where you get like fucking like, oh, I say round 1 to 8. Okay, so you just get 2/3 of the fight to be right. I mean,
no, if I'm locking a prediction right now, I'm gonna say Jermell gets a stoppage in round 6.
Wow. That is insane, dude. I don't even know if you believe that.
I do. You know why? Because when you look at this picture of him here, and it doesn't even look like the guy he looks like now.
That's true. That's true.
That doesn't even look like the same guy.
Looks like they might have taken that out of his high school yearbook.
Right. That doesn't even look like the same guy.
I don't know if he was even 154 then, or if he was in like 8th grade. I mean, you can't really you can't really tell. I mean, that's the Canelo that I've always known right there. I mean, steely fucking eyes.
I think if
cast iron jaw.
If Charlo can have speed and precision with his punches, like kind of like similar to what Crawford did, he's gonna have a guy walking forward all night, like Spence was.
Yeah.
So if he can be the quicker guy, I think he could do so. I think he could do something.
I think the one problem that Jermell is going to have, man, and maybe his older brother Jamal or his bigger brother Jamal too, man, is the drama caused by these women. Guys, you got to remember what the great fucking trainer of Rocky Balboa said, the great fucking Mickey Goldmill. Stay away from that. Stay away from the dames. Women weaken legs.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. You can't let a woman got up, got the brothers fighting and everything. This is not the kind of dissension that these boys need right now, man. They got their eye on the prize, man. They're getting ready to take down, angling for the biggest fish right now in the pond, Canelo. And Canelo ain't got no drama. His wife is at home with the kids, letting him go have a fucking training. You know what I mean? Like, she understands.
He knows the drill.
He's going off to work. And by work, I mean he's going to go pound on a fucking heavy bag and beat dudes up in the gym all day long until he breaks out in a fucking a thick coating of sweat. And then he might go back and do it again a couple more times that day. Probably, who knows how many training sessions he has. A lot of them will do it for a big fight or early in the day and later in the day. Have like an evening session. I hope Jermell's doing that. I hope Jermell's doing that, man, because he's in for the fight of his life. And obviously, as you can see with our thumbnail picture up here in our room here, Saturday, September 30th. You can watch it on Showtime pay-per-view, unless you want to take out a second mortgage on your house and go see it live. You'll probably pay $500 for nosebleed seats, but
yeah, I don't even personally think I'm not gonna buy. I wouldn't buy this. I'm not gonna buy this.
No. I will let the cheater sites know right now. I'll be there. Have a seat at the table for me.
This one it doesn't do it for me. I just don't even care about Canelo at this point. Like, I really don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but now, man, you have to watch it, man, just based on the fact that you might see something very special happen. Because if your prediction came through, even if it wasn't via like the knockout that you're predicting, a guy jumping up 2 weight classes and beating a guy of Canelo's status, man, you would witness something, man, extremely special, where you could say, "Hey, I watched when Charlo beat Canelo."
Wait, because you know what else it would do? He would now also become the second guy in history to be unified at 2 weight divisions.
Yeah. I don't know if Canelo's belts on the line.
Charlo's belts aren't on the line. Canelo's are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
because it's a fight
That's
at
crazy.
168. It's not a fight at 154.
Yeah. That's crazy. That would be doing something fucking special. That would be unprecedented. I want to change my prediction. No.
Unified in 2 divisions. That's the only Crawford's done that.
Yeah. I'm not going to change my prediction, man, but I will say, man, a lot like fucking Spence and Crawford, the aforementioned Spence Crawford fight. I was pulling for my boy Spence, man, but all along, all proceeding up to that fight, though, man, I was pretty convinced, man, that Crawford was going to give him a tough time, if not outright fucking beat him, which he ultimately fucking did, man. I mean, I know Crawford's got them skills like that, so I can objectively watch this fight and think Canelo's probably going to win, but I can still pull for Charlo. I like what Charlo's doing here, man. I'm going to be rooting for him. I don't want my prediction to necessarily be correct. I'm just being, completely fucking true to the game and saying this is how I see it realistically.
It's just to me, Canelo's like the guy that draws the pay-per-view right now. So it's good for a guy like Charlo coming up. He doesn't got 59 wins,
Yeah.
So and if he could add that name to his resume, dude, forget it.
Although I think if Canelo wins this, he's got to fucking stop fucking he's doing like Floyd Mayweather did with Antonio Margarito, only he's doing it with David Benavidez. Come on, man. Give that young lion a fucking chance, man. That's another fight that's going on fucking 3-4 years now that people have been clamoring for.
Yeah, but the thing now that we're talking about, and I would wonder, is if Charlo beat him, Canelo, and he's now the belt holder at 168. What's that shape up to be? Because now you got Benavidez and Plant and all these other guys at that weight, vying for that hardware.
You got Plant up there. You got David Morrell. You got Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. You got Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, who's actually going to fight David Benavidez in October.
Mm-hmm.
That fight's being signed. Yeah, that 168 division has got some good fucking players too, man.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Although I will say big shout out to big shout out to the Welsh and to Wales, man. Joe Calzaghe, greatest to ever do it at 168.
Absolutely. And if Charlo wins this fight and he fights Benavidez is going to be the new king of 168.
Yeah. And let's also remember, man, that Joe Calzaghe goes down in history as being one of the greats at 168, man, because ironically enough, it was fucking the Bernard Hopkins fight and a fucking just an ugly display of reverse racism with Bernard Hopkins yelling at him that he'll never let a white boy beat him. I don't know why race had to come into it, man. Bernard fucking went to a dark place in his career there. That wasn't a good look for him, man. Hopefully he's evolved since then. I would like to hope that Bernard Hopkins' way of thinking. That was not a great fucking bunch of lines to come at Calzaghe with. I mean, what's that got to do? Black, white, Asian, Mexican?
Right. Everybody has the ability to fight. Like, look at
Calzaghe was always going to be
anybody for his weight class right now, and Noe's got more power than anybody.
Didn't matter if you dipped Calzaghe in fucking neon pink paint, he was going to come out and fucking beat you up. I mean, the point was, right. Hopkins, it has nothing to do with races or colors. You were just never going to beat Joe Calzaghe, period.
No, he was just digging to the well trying to find something to get under his skin with. That's all. Nah,
not Calzaghe, man. He was cooler than the other side of the pillow. You're not rattling him.
That's all it is, though. He's just trying to what other way can I get after this dude and get under his skin? Oh, I'll say that I'll never let a white boy beat me.
And by the way, big shout out.
Then I mean that you know what happened. Calzaghe ended his career 49-0.
6.
Bernard didn't win that fight.
46-0, 32 knockouts. Yeah, extremely impressive.
Either way.
And because you have a lot of Welsh, in you, or we have a lot of Welsh in us, certainly do yourself a service, man, and watch that Joe Calzaghe documentary I sent you. Great documentary called Calzaghe on YouTube. You can watch it for nothing, man. And since we've been talking 168ers this whole night, I mean, I certainly want to put some shine on Joe Calzaghe. I'm angling to try to get him on here, man, actually reaching out to the Calzaghe Boxing Academy and His son is Joe Calzaghe Jr. is currently training there too. Just I think working as a trainer. I don't know if he actively fights or just likes to train people. But I'd like to get Pops on here, Joe Calzaghe Sr., dude, who often gets lost in the shuffle for some mind-boggling reason in terms of when people are talking about the all-time greats. Lest we never forget Joe Calzaghe. We speak his name. We speak his name. I mean, truly one of the fucking greats, man. 46-0, 32 knockouts, dude, man. Let's not, I mean, that's impressive. That's beyond impressive. Possibly the greatest 168-pounder to ever do it, man. Obviously, man, I don't mean to impugn the other 168-pounders. I love David Benavidez. That's the one I'm licking my chops for to see Canelo in there with.
Shout out David Benavidez, man.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. He's just a punching fucking cyborg. He's a machine.
So we've locked in our predictions.
Yeah,
we've talked.
I think we've said it all.
160. We've talked everything 168. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we've talked everything 168. So I guess the only thing would be to do is if we've locked in our predictions. Any man can beat any man on any night. And with that, I'll just roll into quoting our great American poet, phenomenal Hollywood legend and actor Gary Busey, who once said, and I live by this credo myself, I can go 15 seconds with anything.
And with that, folks, we wrap up another one. Bazang!
Bazang!